Hey, testing 1, 2, 3. Hi guys, Teen Dose Alliance 671, and today, as promised in the channel, we'll be showcasing, in contrast with the Red Eyes Darkness Dragon deck, the Blue Eyes Shining Dragon deck profile. Now, I've been working on this for a very long time, and although I'm missing a couple of cards, I'm gonna provide this deck profile for you guys anyways, and show you the main core. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight on into this. So first off, we'll be running, as Kaiba always recommends, 3 copies of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Powerful engine of destruction. And we all know the legend by now. And then to accompany this trio, we have these two copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Pretty much your free special summon from your hand, as long as you reveal 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. Simple as that. And to round off our Blue Eyes monsters, well, almost, we run the one and only, the Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, the star of the deck, but not exactly the center. You'll see why. There's more than one way to bring out fusions in this deck. It's not just Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And then to continue with the dragon lineup, we run 1 Dragon Spirit of White. Always counts as a Blue Eyes card, don't forget that. Your spell and trap remover, basically, then he could tag out basically into a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. Just to summarize his effect. His effect exactly is, if your opponent controls a monster, you could tribute this as cost, I believe. It's a quick effect. Yes, it's a cost. It's a quick effect, and then you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster, Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. So that's really good. Okay, so to continue, we run the stones, or should I say the eggs. 2 copies of the White Stone of Legend. Sent to the graveyard anyway, search for the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Very good card, suppose that. And then contrast of White Stone of Legend, White Stone of Ancients. It's pretty much, if it's in the graveyard during the end phase, special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, notably these 2. And you could also banish this from the graveyard, return 1 Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard to your hand. You can even return him. And believe me when I say that there's a lot of ways you could bring out fusions in here. This could come out easily. You'll see why. Starly Surfer, because sometimes you just want that extra level 8 monster in your hand. Just like White Stone of Ancients, you could banish this and return 1 level 8 Dark or Light Dragon from your graveyard to your hand. Notably the Blue Eyes White Dragons, or any of these 3. And then you could send 1 dragon from your hand to the graveyard, search for a dragon at the same level, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and any number of the dragons from your hand to the graveyard, and then add a dragon with the added levels. But notably, you want to discard a level 8 to add a level 8, or you could discard a level 1 to add a level 1. Simple as that, but it has to be dragons. Okay, that rounds off the dragons. Then next we run 3 copies of the Sage of Eyes of Blue, pretty much as they say the Stratos of the deck. Very good card. It searches your stones, and it searches your Veiler. We do run this in here, but in the side. Let me see if I have enough time to show you guys my side deck. So, also we run 1 Master of Eyes of Blue. He's a good card. He's good recursion, so you can return these guys to your hand when he's normal summon. He has an effect in the graveyard. Basically, you special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard. So if you successfully bring out like any of these guys and it's in the graveyard, or even Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, you could use this effect to bring him back. Really crazy effect. And then we also run the one and only, the King of Dragons. When he's normal summon, you can search for the following by discarding 1 Spoiler Trap. Melody of the Awakening Dragon, Fluid of Summoning Dragon, or Dragon Revival Rhapsody. We only run 2 out of the 3, but it's really good, especially to unbrick hands. Just that one, and it's also a Kaiba card, King of the Dragons. Speaking of King, we also run King of the Swamp. When you discard this card from your hand, you add one polymerization from your deck to your hand. Also, he substitutes it as any fusion material that is listed, like with Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So he could count himself as Blue Eyes White Dragon if you just need that extra fusion material. So he's the best card in the deck. I am also supposed to run Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, but I don't have that yet. But looking at the card carefully, we don't really need it. Crucially, because King of the Swamp pretty much searches our polymerization, and we get our dragons anyways, and from searching them off of these guys. So ultimately, he's like a good tech card, but not really a go-to in the deck, in my personal opinion. You may correct me if I'm wrong. So that will round off the monsters. So let's move on to, let me just round them up for you. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the spells. Okay, so here we go. We run 3 copies of Because It's Blue Eyes, Trade In. Discard a level 8 monster from your hand. Draw 2 cards. Simple as that. Card of Consonance. Discard 1 Dragon Tuner with 1,000 or less attack. Then draw 2 cards. Very specific, but it goes really well with the stones, and you can search for them because of Sage. Speaking of search, Melody of Awakening Dragon. By discarding 1 card from your hand, you essentially search for monsters that share the same attack and defense as Blue Eyes, basically. Or it has to be higher. It could be 3,000 or higher, or for the attack, or 2,500 defense or lower. So it could search for any Blue Eyes monster if it meets the criteria, or any monster that shares the same attack and defense as them. You can even search for Chaos Emperor Dragon. It could search for Levianeer, you name it. But we don't run these in here because we're focusing on just the fusions. So speaking of fusions, we run yours truly 3 copies of the Polymerization, the legendary spell. You just fuse for a monster from your hand or using materials from your hand or field. Simple as that. Then to add to the targets for for King of Dragons, we run Dragon Revival Rhapsody. Pretty much tech card. If you control a spellcaster, you could target 2 dragons in your graveyard, with one of them at least being normal type, notably your Blue Eyes. Special summon both of them. The only downside is that your opponent cannot take damage, but if you just want a big board and then overwhelm them, then yeah, that works, basically. Then 1 copy of Diffusion for shenanigan plays. You could go into Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon, shoot their stuff, and then defuse into 3 dragons till decay. Really awesome. Then we run 3 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. Target 1 level 8 monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Also, while this is in your graveyard, if a dragon is about to be destroyed by any means, like by lightning storm or by battle, you banish this as a replacement. It's not an activated effect, by the way, so it gets around Dragoon. And this is probably your main defense for your dragons, basically. Makes it very hard to kill Blue Eyes, because he's already hard to kill, because he's like 3,000. 1 copy of Silver's Cry. You target 1 normal type monster in your graveyard, it's a quick play. 1 dragon normal type monster in your graveyard, that is, and special summon it. And you can only activate 1 per turn, which pretty much nerfs it, so it's not too strong when it's already pretty strong. So yeah, and then let me just make room for you guys one more time, like I always do. We run 1 copy of Monster Reborn for generic special summon cards. You know what that does. Must I say more? You get a free monster from your graveyard, even the opponent's graveyard, and it targets. 1 copy of 1 for 1. You send 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard, then special summon 1 level 1 monster from your hand or deck. It's number 1. Just kidding. Very punny card. 1 copy of Dragon Shrine. Pretty much like Foolish Burial for dragons, you send 1 dragon from your deck to the graveyard. But if it's normal type you sent, you send another dragon, so you get 2, basically. Because you normally just send your Blue Eyes White Dragon or your Dragon Spirit. Because he also counts as a normal type while it's in your hand or in your graveyard. The Dragon Spirit of White. Very good card. Speaking of Foolish Burial, 1 copy of Foolish Burial. The Joey Tech to represent the Red Eyes. I'm just kidding. Kaiba wouldn't be pleased that I said that. Anyways, Foolish Burial, send a monster from your deck to the graveyard. Simple as that. So anyways, this will round off the spells, and now we're moving on to the, what is it called? The extra deck. I almost said fusion deck. Wrong era. Okay, now let's see. We run 1 copy of the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Synchro monster. Very powerful. Sorry, looking at my messages. 1 copy of the unnamed Azuriah Silver Dragon, but it's still a very important part of the deck, and is your target for Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. I would go into their effects, but we're kind of running out of time, and I also want to post this on IG Live, so let's see. That's it for the synchros. For the links, 1 copy of the Super Dragon Balls. I'm just kidding. Erratic Seals of Heavenly Spheres. For generic dragons, and it's a non-targeting bounce, so it's good against Dragoon as well. Hockey Fibrax, because you love that your tuners are near, and you want to bring out Master of Eyes of Blue easily, so you could bust out your Blue Eyes from the graveyard. It combos super well with that. And then 1 copy of Orochimaru. I'm just kidding. It's for the Prey Platicana, but you could pretty much call him Orochimaru, because he does forbidden fusion spells. He's pretty much not here for Dragoon, but to use polymerization if you can't search him out. That's why I'm saying, like, if you want to run Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, just run 1 copy, just slap it in here because it's a 40 card deck. Then you could just run this guy. So anyways, 1 copy of Link Repo because all the level 1s, you name it. Then 1 copy of number 38, Hope Harbinger, Dragon Titanic Galaxy. I know it's wordy. We'll just call him the Titanic in dragon form. Yeah, you can say all the Titanic jokes. Yeah, go ahead. Anyways, Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. You know where I'm going with this. Or let me do it in this order. And then 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord for monster negates. And then we run with this package 1 Galaxy Eyes Cypher Blade Dragon. So it goes Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. So you have your negator, your face card shooter, and your card shooter. So it goes 1, 2, 3. I think we know the combo by now. And then to accompany the King of Dragons, we run Dragoon. Gotcha. King Dragoon. Wrong Dragoon. Okay, so this one takes Lord of Dragons plus another fusion material, which is Divine Dragon Ragnarok. Yes, I remember that. But we don't run that in here because we have King of the Swamp, and we have the 1 King of Dragons, which represents, by name, he counts as Lord of Dragons. Anyways, now for the Blue Eyes fusions, I'll make it special for you guys. 1 copy of the Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. He just takes 2 Blue Eyes monsters if you just can't get that 3rd one. Very good card. 1 copy of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Could attack 3 times as long as he's on the only card on the field. Excellent card. And then 1 copy of the Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Very wordy, I know. But it can't be targeted, can't be destroyed. And if you use Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon's material, he could destroy 3 cards in the field. Otherwise, if you didn't, like you just used 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, he just destroys 1. But he's still an excellent card. Let me move this up for you guys. Well, I guess I could always just go by the by the main deck and extra deck for IG Live. So we'll go look into that. The other part will just be the side deck. And then to round things off, the 1 copy of the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And you can even see, ask my teammates, I successfully brought out Blue Eyes Shiny Dragon, and I managed to win with it, or at least make a good fight. So that'll be it for the main deck, guys. You could skip to the link on IGTV, because I'm pretty much going to stop it right here. And for the next part, I'm just going to show you the side deck, because I almost never show you guys the side deck. Okay, so 1 second. It's all the way over here. Oopsie daisy. Okay, side deck. 5, 10, 15. Okay, we're good. 1 copy of Amorphage Goliath, because he's actually a really good card. You want to side him when you're going first and you know you're up against a deck that has heavy extra deck cards like Dryduns, if you really want to slow them down, or just like other decks like Shaddolls. And you have protection for him because of Return of the Dragon Lords. 2 copies of Nibiru. A friend gave this to me. I'm not rich. Not that rich. 2 copies of Gamciel, Sea Turtle Kaiju, because he just laughs at Dragon. 2 copies of Valor, like I mentioned, the Negator. 2 copies of Drawing Lockbird, because it just says Tritons you can't play. That's what it says. Or any deck that searches hardcore. Okay, Raigeki. Destroys all monsters your opponent controls. Copies Feather Duster. Destroys all spells and traps the opponent controls. In contrast, 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. Banish 1 spell trap on the field. On the opponent's side of the field, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's just on the field. But you have to pay 1,000 life points. 1 copy of Called by the Grave, because we don't like hand traps, and we want to side this because not everyone plays hand traps, and not Called by the Grave can't stop all hand traps, so I safely side this. And then 1 copy of Imperial Order, because against a lot of decks, against Dryduns, against Shaddolls, it just stops a lot of decks because they're reliant on spells. So that'll be it for this deck profile, guys. Very simple, very short. I'll try to fit in IGTV Live. I'll probably put it in 2 parts. So as always, have a wonderful day, and please be safe.